Hello, my name is Miguel Cepeda, and this is my end of the semester summary. For the work done in this class and for the participation I did, I believe I should get a C for this class. The reason I believe I should get a C is because I did at least a completion of 75% of the activities throughout the semester. We began by the semester by learning about light bulbs, how the light bulb works, and how to complete a circuit for the light. We also learned about phases of the moon. We learned about seasons of the year, how it's caused by the Earth's axis. We learned about we learned how the phase of the moon is caused by our point of view to the moon. More activities that we did on our first week of class. We learned how circuits work, how a cell is 1.5 volts. And as a group, we did activities where we tried long bulbs and short bulbs to discover which bulb would be brighter or dimmer. Other activities we did was learn the formula for current, voltage, and resistance, and how power equals voltage times resistance, or how voltage equals resistance times current. There's also other types of ways to get power, which is current times resistance times current, which is the same thing as doing current squared times resistance. More activities that I participated on was on the magnets activity, when we tried magnets with plastic, wood, the door handle, metal on a seat, etc., to see if the North Pole would be magnetized with that object, or if the South Pole would be magnetized with that object. During these activities, I learned how ferrous contains iron, and I learned a little bit more about Lenz's law. We continued in the next weeks with more activities. For example, seeing how colors bend, seeing how light bends. I learned about dispersion when colors bend. Here's a picture of a chart of when a light comes in to the either a curved clear crystal, or either we also did a triangular crystal that had a curved side and things like that. So like if light went in at 20 degrees, it would come out at 12 degrees out of this crystal. And learning about light, our group was given ultraviolet light, and to learn more about ultraviolet light, we found out that it had a wavelength of 400 nanometers to about 10 nanometers. Uh, its natural source comes from the sun. Its man-made source is a black light. Cool applications that ultraviolet lights are used in is crime scene inspections, currency inspection, as well as scorpion detection, scorpion hunting, especially here in Arizona. I did also more activities to participate, as well as I only missed one class due to sick leave. Weekly discussions, or actually daily assignments, were completed by doing weekly discussions that were on the Canvas. I believe I completed about 75% of these activities throughout this semester. For the week, or every week, I did the minimum as well to get a C for Neat Resources, where you post at least 4. Here is my Neat Resource posted of a POV, Persistence of Vision. As you can see, they have a type of Arduino that keeps a constant spin on the LED lights. to make an image, so it stays persistent and gives a vision for the viewer to see. For my cultural science paper, we went to the Arizona Science Center. The Science Center was pretty neat as it emphasizes a hands-on approach featuring interactive exhibits that encourage visitors to experiment and explore. One thing I did not like about the Science Center was that it was oriented mostly to kids. I was impressed with the Irene P. Flynn Theater. It seats about 285 people and it is an IMAX theater. Here I was able to watch the movie Back to the Moon for Good. It's an educational film narrated by award-winning actor Tim Allen. The film was about less than 30 minutes and it describes lunar exploration as it takes you on a simulated launch and landing and tours you the lunar surface. At the end of the show, they showed like visual effects, like a simulated settlement that could be on the moon. What this showed was all the next generation projects that could happen in the moon if technology as well as economy goes well for the world. When it came to final projects, I was really interested on how everyone's Arduinos came out. In particular, I was really intrigued on how they soldered all these 64 lights and made it play a very nice sequence that I think was pretty unique. Simone's project, I was hoping hers would function because it was a pretty detailed project that used a lot of components and used things that none of us in the classroom had. For my project, I was surprised of how much soldering I would need to do. My biggest problem was coding, and as well as finding room for my board in order to fit all the different components that I had. My engine was made by a PlayStation 3 controller. These controllers have these motors on each handle that have a rotating weight. As this weight rotates, this causes vibrations in the remote and causes the user to feel a vibration. Well, I opened up the PlayStation controller, took out the motor, removed the weight, and was able to turn it into a propeller. Another big problem I found with this project was finding enough power. The motor took a lot of power to spin the propeller, so at first when I connected everything together, there was not enough power to spin the propeller fast enough. So I had to remove some things. For example, voice. I wanted to command it to turn on the lights. I wanted to have landing lights, but it was just too many lights with that motor, as well as just too much information. In the end, I take a lot of pride on my Arduino project. I believe it was a great C material grade. On average, I would say I did about 4 hours a week on physics. And like I said, this is on average because some weeks we had a lot more hours due to long videos for our discussions, or I worked on my Arduino, as well as study for midterms and quizzes. I could not find a place to comment on controversial debates, but The best one had to be the moon landing debate. There is a great amount of material on either side to explain whether it landed or did not land on the moon. I would say Elijah won with his debate on there never being a moon landing because he had the greatest facts as well as the better, more assertive talk in order to convince the public, or in this case, convince the class. There was also a discussion on global warming, if it was caused by humans or not. Honestly, I believe it is not caused by humans. It's just the Earth is too massive to cause any, so that something as small as a human can cause problems. Maybe in the long run, maybe if there's a lot more pollution, maybe we can cause problems, but I believe it's all fake because Al Gore, the main supporter of global warming and being more efficient, his house spends more electricity than any other house in the United States. And I believe he's just in it to get money because he has become really rich due to the fight for global warming, to reduce global warming. And that's why, for that debate, I believe that the people that were against global warming, like saying it's, or yes, against global warming, saying that it's not true, won the debate. In the end, I learned a lot in this class. What says that is, I remember when we took the first test at the beginning of class of physics back in October, and I know for a fact that I did a lot better on my test this past Thursday. Just want to say thank you, Professor, for what you taught us. I hope you have a great retirement. Enjoy that. Enjoy doing what you love. Once again, I believe I have earned a C in this class, and a C is a grade that I would truly want. Thank you.